son.
Hey guys, Thetcglover here. How you doing today? I'm so sorry for not making video for the week, but of course, as I said in my last video, which was a week ago, that there was a possibility that I wouldn't be able to make any video simply because of my workload of my final year. It's basically a lot more intensive than my last 2 years. So it's a matter of me having to juggle a lot more things now, and it's quite shocking, and I never really imagined it to be like this. Obviously, you never really realize it until it happens. But something that made me really want to make a video was Billy Break's deck. Now, Billy Break won yesterday. It's Monday today. So, YCS Dallas happened. Obviously, a lot of people were not going to go because of the ban list happening so late. But Billy Break decided to tag along and ended up winning the event. He played against Sahabi in the final, who was the world champion. So it was a very heated final. Of course, it was draft, so they didn't get to play properly. But you know, top 16 draft. They both managed to draft really well, get to the final, and there was no feature match as far as I know. But the Billy Break deck, look at this thing, like 60 cards, 15 side deck, 15 extra deck. Look at this extra deck, it's a mess. What a mess. And the side, what a mess. But he won with it, and like basically, it's literally just the top 3 decks except Tellarknights because they have no synergy with Shadows and Burning Abyss. So instead of that, he used the 4th best deck of the format, which would be Hat, or some kind of artifact deck, and then he ended up putting those in instead. And so what he has is basically no tour guide, but what you use the Burning Abyss for is for the discard fodder for everything like this, Raigeki Breaks, Phoenix Wing Blast, and stuff like this allows you to discard these, and then you actually don't minus. So these cards are incredibly powerful, and they've never been hit before because people are like, "Oh, the discard is too much." Like, "Oh god, discarding a card, what a waste of resources." Oh, you don't really plus off it, but this is the first time in Yu-Gi-Oh history where discarding a card is actually really beneficial. Of course, you have stuff like Dandelion, but that's only a one-off card that you can't play multiple of. So Phoenix Wing Blast now has a consistent discard outlet, and so you don't really need Tour Guide anymore. I mean, if you do need Tour Guide for the deck if you're playing Burning Abyss straight up, but in this Burning Abyss / Shadow / Artifact deck, you don't need Tour Guides, and you can use Mathematician to send literally anything you want, and there's so much variation. Obviously, Burning Shadows was a really good deck, and it does really well. But if you combine in this as well, obviously you have Vanity's Emptiness, it turns into a kind of stun deck. Like, you have so many different solutions to the same problem, and so it allows for a lot of variety, a lot of skillful plays. And obviously when you sit down with a 60 card deck, people are like, okay, I know this is Billy Break, I know he's good, but why is he playing a 60 card deck? So it boggles the mind. So he already has an advantage over the player simply because of his status, and also because of the fact that he's trolling his opponent with a really big deck. Now of course, you won't see these cards very often, but every card has a relevance. Every card is really decent. He has a lot of cards like, you know, Mathematician and Armageddon Knight are really decent cards, and they just get the ball rolling. Everything searches something else, so generally your hand, you dig into the right cards you want. I mean, you can play a 60 card deck if every card that you have searches for something else, or it lets you get to the hand that you want. So you can always construct the perfect hand regardless of how many cards you play. If you play a 100 card deck and everything synergizes, then you can play 100 cards, and that means that you have so much variety. And you know, Billy Break has 20 more cards in his deck than everyone else on average, and he has to master 20 more cards in his deck than everyone else and how they synergize. So this kind of deck takes a lot more planning, so therefore you have to give Billy Break this win. Like, you have to give him a round of applause. Of course, I've had a run-in with Billy in the past, and we've settled our differences now. We did have a kind of fight. It was a bit of a weird thing, but it was a very long time ago now, and I'm completely fine with it, and he's cool with it as well. We worked it all out. But you know, that never took away from the fact that I respected him as a deck builder, just like Jeff Jones. When he got second place with Grand Soil Psychic a couple of years ago, when that happened, it was just shocking, you know, like how it changed everything. And it was just like no one was guessing that was going to happen. And this is the same thing. No one was going to guess that this deck was going to happen. It just happened. It's like he tapped into a theory that no one bothered to practice, and he actually decided, I'm going to apply this theory and see how it works. And he obviously did some testing, some thorough testing with this deck. ironed out all the ratios and ended up winning the tournament. So you have to give him so much more credit than someone like Patrick Hoban who just wins with shadows or whatever. It's like, that's fantastic, Patrick, but until you win with a 60 card deck, you can't match up to Billy Brake right now. Billy Brake is just taking your position as one of the best players in the game, and he just took a hiatus from the game. But Billy Brake is now back, and he's back with a bang. So, you know, if you see him in real life at a tournament, give him a round of applause because it's fantastic. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, your opinions of Billy Brake's deck, and I'll see you guys maybe in a few days, hopefully in a few days. I have to let you, I'll just see what happens. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, the Thetcglover is out.